Mix chain!
Entertainment comes in all shapes and sizes.
Like blocks for stacking.
Tetris versus Jenga, a long-standing rivalry. Between these two block games, which is superior? That's what we're here to find out. I'm Aqua, the mouse with the vision.
And I'm Ecto, the ghost with the free time.
Together we've analyzed these combatants' powers, skills, and feats to find out who would win a fight in the realm of gods. The year was 1985. The United States and Russia were in the middle of a Cold War. But a faint light of camaraderie shone through the Iron Curtain. A little video game sensation to unite all nations. Tetris!
Designed by Alexei Pajitnov, a Soviet engineer, this classic video game has one simple goal: to place tetraminos, otherwise referred to as blocks, in the correct position to clear the lines. If you reach the top of the screen with your blocks, you lose. The game goes on until it either crashes, or, again, you lose.
A game so well beloved, even people across the galaxy love to play. Most important of all, being T of Starship Tetra.
Tetris. Wait. Noticing.
Similar names aside, T and his crew of misfits, like S, I, Z, J, L, and O, used their love of Tetris to battle each other and any other unnamed forces they came across, commanding tetraminos in their physical reality to fight. How, you may ask? It's quite simple, by placing down playing fields. These are areas of effect that the commander of the tetraminos can control, letting the blocks move freely under their commands.
These playing fields come with several different conditions and powers, depending on the version of Tetris being played. Like the one seen in Tetris Mindbenders, such as Blur, where blocks inside the playing field will fade away, Fusion, in which blocks on each row will fuse together, Invasion, with blocks now appearing from the bottom of the screen, and even slowing and speeding up movements of the tetraminos.
Variants, such as Tetris 2, even have bombs within them, not only being able to explode when activated by blocks connecting, but the actual cartridge itself has bombs. One of these caused an entire house to explode, which at its highest end would be over 560 megajoules of destructive power. These tetramino goobers can even combine together, as seen in the Minecraft Tetris DLC, in which they become their own mech. These pieces can even form lightning out of the sky, something actually consistent with Tetris, as seen in this commercial where a sentient tetramino can manipulate electricity.
They could shoot lightning bolts from their fingertips.
Fun fact. Research shows Tetris players thinking about Tetris and seeing it outside of the game after playing, which is referred to as the Tetris effect. For all we know, watching this video can make you think about Tetris for the rest of your life.
It's not just thinking about Tetris, it's about distinctly remembering the patterns and fitting the tetraminos into place, in your mind even outside the game, not just seeing it.
Tetris is such a phenomenon that it's played by many of fiction's greatest characters, like Mickey Mouse, Cardcaptor Sakura, and even Hello Kitty.
Tetris is enjoyed by everyone so much that tetraminos once took over the entire planet, this phenomenon being described as Tetrisizing, with these tetraminos taking over a boat, a canyon, and... oh, that didn't age well.
Did you know that playing Tetris can turn you old in mere seconds to the point where you collapse and die? I didn't until researching this. Now you do.
No way, the game that makes you old?
Yes, the game that makes you old.
Tetris Forever is quite possibly the most absurd ability these tetramino fuckers can dish out, warping space and time itself to completely change the style of Tetris being played.
With all these fancy abilities, T found himself using Tetris to battle against a different game entirely, when his universe was being merged with the world of Puyo Puyo, a world not too dissimilar to his home reality, with the people of this world battling with Puyos. T battled and teamed up with the heroes of this world to find the man responsible.
To do this, T and the gang would have to go to the edge of space-time itself using Starship Tetra to get there.
Though it's not like it's too far-fetched to see Tetris travel at galactic speeds anyway, as tetraminos can be played while traveling through the vacuum of space.
The man responsible for these world-merging shenanigans turned out to be the Keeper of Dimensions X, who just so happened to be the former Tetris King and the previous captain of the SS Tetra. He was now tasked with the ability to keep the two worlds separate. Unfortunately, being unable to form any connections with such a big task, X felt lonely, losing any sense of purpose to continue on.
T looked back on his journey, finding purpose in his favorite game and friends in his teammates. T wanted to give X the same motivation, using a portal within space-time to visit X at any time.
Through these misadventures and variants, Tetris had become more than just a video game. It's enjoyed by folks everywhere, young or old, retro or modern, across fucking dimensions, it's brought connection to those who play it.
Released in a time of harsh separation, with a silent war keeping many fearful, Tetris brought a pastime to the world, a little brain teaser to keep the blood pumping.
From challenging your friends to getting the highest possible score, Tetris changed the gaming industry with its simplicity and fun, but also the world at large. When Alexei created this little computer game all those years ago, little did he know that he was creating a phenomenon.
When family game night rolls around, there's always one major pick your family has. From Monopoly, to Clue, to even Candyland. But one game stands taller than the others. Jenga.
Sorry?
Nope, that's a different one. The game is simple. You and the rest of the fam huddle up next to a table, laying out these blocks in stacks. Then you take turns pulling out pieces in 10 seconds, with two possible means of failure, either taking too long or causing the tower to fall.
But don't take this game as simple child's play. Jenga is a game so massive it's played by millions around the world, and even an intergalactic jellyfish.
Created by Leslie Scott, co-founder of Oxford Games, Jenga was based off of a game her family would play using simple building blocks. Believe it or not, this game has become a worldwide phenomenon, with many different variants to how the game is played.
Jenga blocks come in many sizes, from mini to regular to giant. It all depends on what exact game you're playing, and it's exactly how these blocks can put up a fight.
Jenga Boom involves a Jenga tower with a bomb at the bottom. If you take too long on your turn and the bomb goes off, you lose. Jenga Blast involves a literal gun. I'm just saying if someone pulled up on me with the Jenga Glock, I'd shit myself and die on the spot.
Thanks for that useless glob of information. Next you're gonna tell me Jenga collide with Wingstop?
Oh boy, you bet they did!
Fucking...
The Jenga Wii game has a bunch of weird one-off abilities as well. The player can freeze objects, turn them into stone, or even grow vines out of fucking nowhere. These also extend to the DS version. The mobile game also has specific items to help you run, like rewinding time or extending your move.
You know, this does raise the question. How many Jenga blocks are even out there?
Good question! According to a 2019 statistic, there are 4.3 billion Jenga blocks out there, getting close to the 8 billion people on Earth. Given that's 2019, who's to say there isn't already more?
If you're ever in the mood to spend some of your hard-earned money, gamble it on Jenga Casino, where the chips are on the line. Disclaimer, Realm of Gods does not support gambling.
Jenga even has an earthquake variant, where in this commercial, it rises from the ground and causes an earthquake. Despite these many casual variants, there are a ton of versions featuring already established IPs. Jenga's met the likes of the Mario Brothers, Godzilla, U2s, even bitch-ass Bob's Burgers.
Now who doesn't love the idea of taking down Jimmy Pesto Jenga style?
One of the weirder crossovers would be Angry Birds, and Star Wars, with one Jenga variant being a literal recreation of the Death Star. You know, the planet-destroying space station in Star Wars?
Quite possibly the most busted move in the Jenga arsenal is a variation of the game known as Jenga Rules, in which the person playing Jenga can set rules upon themselves and the group playing said game. A nasty power if you know how to use it properly in a versus context.
We know what you may be thinking. How does Jenga fight in this case? Who is leading these blocks to success? Well, you know that silly little jellyfish we mentioned earlier? That little guy stems from none other than Transformers, more specifically their IDW comic iterations, in which Fulcrum and Spinister, two Decepticons, found themselves playing against the jellyfish, with the consequences of said game being that if they lost the Jenga round, their universe would be outright threatened.
Seeing as this is the only Jenga original quote-unquote character, let's say for the sake of this debate that this jellyfish is the greatest Jenga player of all time. So he's leading the pack here. Though, that's not too big of an issue otherwise, as Jenga blocks are sentient, being able to form as one and fight fellow board games. Except their best buddy Monopoly. Don't worry about it.
Fortunately for the two bots the jellyfish went against, they won the game, avoiding near annihilation, with their win coming at the cost of completely forgetting the events that had transpired. But that's a rarity, as Jenga is more than just a game. It's a gathering, forming memories with the people you love.
Whether it be tensing up as you pull out that last block or relishing in the laughter of seeing another lose their turn, Jenga was an event for everyone to enjoy.
When Scott came up with that simple party game all those years ago, they brought families and friends together, piece by piece, block by block. And maybe that's the true power of Jenga. This episode of Realm of Gods is sponsored by us. We host a podcast every Sunday talking about random matchups, from Mario vs. Kirby to Perry vs. Skipper, featuring a majority of members on the team and some special guests. We also have a Patreon, which offers exclusive rewards like behind-the-scenes content and episodes early. Lastly, check out our Discord server, where we host daily matchup discussions and more. Thanks for listening, and thanks for watching. Back to the show. Who will win this battle of blocky proportions?
Probably the one that's blocks.
Ecto, I swear to fucking God, I will kill you.
Huh?
T of Starship Tetra, I challenge you to a game. A game of life and death. Jenga. If you win, I disappear. If you lose, you and your universe perish.
It's on! Get ready to be Tetrisized!
So be it.
Huh? Yikes! Give up yet?
This is no mere game, boy.
It's launch time! Go, Tetris! He's manipulating those blocks somehow. Gotta get in close! Mix chain! Huh? Wasn't I just... Yeah? Tetris! Yeah! Yeah!
Dude, you fucking suck at this game.
Josh, I'm just being careful.
All this, and for what? You've lost. Now kneel.
Huh?
I can't defeat you with the normal game. I'll just impose my own rules upon you, fitting for a god.
You may be a god in your own game. But me? I'm a king.
What? How?
This fight was something, to say the very least. Usually these games would be very incompatible, but by compositing and allowing everything these two blocks could do, it became a much more interesting debate.
At first glance, Jenga should be the superior of the two in terms of sheer abilities, right? Explosions, ice, time manipulation, transmutation, wingstop. They have the Angry Birds Death Star, goddammit, how could they lose?
They could even impose their own rule sets onto Tetris. Luckily for Tetris, not only could they also warp time, meaning they could escape any rule fuckery Jenga tried to enforce, but they also had many different variations of different abilities Jenga simply could not counter. Not only are Tetris blocks capable of causing any Jenga blocks in its playfield to fade instantly, but they could also outright age both Jenga's player and blocks until they decayed.
Another thing to note is that while Jenga has all these abilities, they are rarely, if ever, truly used for a fight, especially against an entirely different game. Tetris takes this category, even if both sides are stacked with stuff to dish out.
Stats weren't even really a question either. Jenga does have the Earthquake and the whole planet-destroying Death Star if you wanted to go for that, but characters of the Tetrisverse hold dimensions together, and Tetraminos took over the world in mere seconds. These fuckers could fly through outer space. Sure, the Jellyfish could possibly destroy the Transformers universe, but that requires the Jellyfish to win beforehand. We have no clue how they'd even do that to begin with.
Speaking of the Jellyfish, let's take a side-by-side of the players. T is a formidable leader, having a lot of experience using Tetraminos and even fighting them against different games such as the Puyos, having much better adaptability to this fight, while the Jellyfish doesn't have that same luxury. This Jellyfish has one throwaway panel in a comic book, in which it's implied he lost the game and thus it's why IDW Transformers didn't end. Sorry to say, but this was a bit of a no-duh. We have no reference for anything this Jellyfish has outside of that one panel.
Jenga was a formidable opponent with a shit ton of stuff, I might add, but it couldn't stack up to Tetris' overwhelming powers and strategic mind.
The winner is Tetris.